Hi everybody, Joel Carlson here of joelsviews.com. Today I have the happy and wonderful privilege of being at Fox Sports North studio and also Fox Sports Wisconsin. I am here today with the Director of Communications for Fox Sports North and Wisconsin, Becky Ross-Milky, if I got that right.
That's right.
So Becky, tell us a little bit about this studio. How long has this studio been around, and what are some of the neat bells and whistles that you guys have to show?
So this is a brand new space. We have been in this space for about 3 months now. Everything has been going wonderfully. We started with the debut of Gopher Hockey and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
And so now we are in full gear, and as you can see, we're standing in the studio, so I can show you a little bit about each of the different areas if you'd like.
Sounds good, thank you.
So we have 4 different areas that are part of Studio A, and I'm standing at our first area, which is basically a spot for one of our on-air talent to stand and do kind of a play-by-play breakdown, so the X's and O's, so to speak. And obviously there are no X's and O's here right now, but this is the general concept for this area.
Okay.
So next we move over to the main part that you would imagine coming from the studio, and this is our main desk. So this would be where our on-air talent would sit for a show and kind of do the normal play-by-play breakdown. From here we have what we call an intro area. So just another camera angle so that when we're introducing a show or coming back from commercial, we have a screen that we can talk about what's going on or what's coming up next. And last, kind of a new state-of-the-art area that we're really proud of is what we call our social media area. So as you can see, someone can stand here and show what's on Facebook, what's on Twitter, kind of what the general conversation is for the show that night.
So now I'm with the Vice President and Manager of Fox Sports. This is Mike Diamond. Mike, nice to have you on Joel's Views.
Well, thanks for having me.
I want to ask you a bit about being here at this location. This is obviously a brand new location for you guys. What was the process like in coming here, and what's been kind of the process in getting to where we're at today?
Well, it's been a long process, as you can imagine, with a studio facility and office integrated into a very vibrant downtown area. There are some unique challenges that go with that. There are a lot of details that I thought I'd never face when we were doing this, and some of the things aren't quite done yet, but they're going to be done here shortly. And it's been a tremendous experience for our staff to be here and be part of the downtown vibrant community.
Now, for those who don't know, we're obviously on the Skyway level here in downtown Minneapolis. What kind of traffic are you expecting from the Skyway as opposed to having maybe been on the main level with being outside?
Well, the location itself is in very close proximity to 2 of our arenas that we visit a lot, the Target Center and Target Field. And it's also very close to the main parking structures, the A, B, and C ramp, the main parking here in downtown. So it's connected via all connected via the Skyway system. Over 16,000 people a day walk past our space, and we have multiple touch points along the way that they'll know we're here. There will be no doubt that they know that we're here. But up on the Skyway level, as you can imagine, is where it kind of all happens most of the year because of the weather. So if you were on the ground floor, you'd get some great exposure, you know, during the time of the year when you want to be outside. But in those cold months, when you kind of need to be inside, we figured it'd probably be best to be on the Skyway level.
Okay, now one of the things that fans of sports, obviously Minnesota sports, will enjoy is when they're walking through the Skyway in this area, what are some of the things that they'll be able to see, say, during game day?
Well, specifically, I mean, we're standing in the studio where we're going to originate pre- and post-game shows for the Wolves, Twins, Wild, and Gophers. So there is a viewing window here where someone can stand on the Skyway level in the nice, comfy warmth of the Skyway level, grab themselves a cup of coffee if they want to, and look in and see us doing the show, basically where you and I are standing, where the talent will be and the camera operators and things like that to be able to look in on that. There's another location on another part of the Skyway level where we have a secondary studio. At times we run into conflicts, and we'll be using that at the same time. So we have really 2 full studios, 2 control rooms that we'll be using here that people can experience firsthand how television is done.
Great. Well, thank you, Mike, and we'll look forward to touring your facility and learning more about it.
Thank you.
This is our machine room, or an ingest room, as the technical people like to call it. But essentially, this is where all of our equipment is. And as you can see, it's just servers, and satellites, and wires, and cable. And it's just the most integral and most important part part of our network because this is how we get to be on live TV. And because all of this equipment is constantly running, it gets really hot. So we have a temperature-controlled room here to keep everything cool. This alone is the cooling system. So as you can imagine, it's a really big job for the cooling system. But it's kind of like the inside tip to what and how all this works. So this is one of our edit rooms. And as you can see, Jordan's in here preparing for one of our Wolves games tonight. Basically preparing features, preparing stats and graphics, everything that will go into our show tonight. We have multiple edit rooms that look just like this.
Well, for when you send them to the future? Yeah.
Okay. When
D-Block is one of the ones where I
so just build them on these numbers, then
add them over.
Yeah, or if you want to renumber it, fine.
then we just have to resend
Then
them over.
just copy, yep, and you know where to put it. Go
No.
to.
So this is Studio B. Now as you can see, it's significantly smaller than where we were in Studio A, but part of the reason is the fact that there's a green screen here, so we can essentially put whatever we want as a background. There's only one camera angle instead of multiple like you saw in Studio A. The other interesting thing about this studio is it's right on the skyway, so as you can see, people can walk by and stop and kind of watch what's going on in here. So it's a great exposure piece for us.